fans, everything. The atmosphere is certainly, as we said, like a bowl game here. Well, let's get into the meat and potatoes of this thing. News Channel 3's George Lafita steps in again. 26-point favorites Tennessee is over Memphis. The keys to this victory, what do these teams have to do to win this thing?
Well, the most important key for Tennessee to win this game is to get to the football stadium. That means they got to get to the bus that's going to take them from the Holiday Inn Conference Center in Olive Branch to the stadium. If they get to the stadium, they ought to win the game. The other thing Tennessee must do is not let anyone posing as a doctor or a nurse to give their players flu shots right before the kickoff. Some people don't feel so hot after flu shots. At least Tennessee should make absolutely sure Peyton Manning doesn't get a flu shot in his right arm. That's the arm he throws with. And finally, the Volunteers should not allow anyone to deceive them into believing that they're playing Florida and not the University of Memphis. Tennessee does all kinds of bad things against Florida, like turn the ball over 6 times in a half. They always seem to lose to the Gators. So as long as they remember that it's the U of M they're playing, they should, and not Florida, they should be okay. Now for the Tigers, their keys to victory is they could win if they can call the bus company, convince them to pick the Tennessee players up and deliver them to Oxford and not here to the Liberty Bowl Stadium. If they do that, Tennessee couldn't get to the stadium on time. Memphis would win by forfeit. It would be hard to pull that off. So we have created another scenario, and that is create confusion. We've got it on pretty good authority, Glenn, that the Tigers have convinced everybody here to wear orange. So when Tennessee comes out of the locker room, they're going to see this huge sea of orange. That's going to get them so disoriented, they're not going to know for sure where they are, and that really might throw them off. And finally, if all else fails, a psychologist or a psychiatrist might be able to convince the Tigers that they're playing Tulane University, TU, not the University of Tennessee, UT. The Tigers can beat Tulane. They've already done that this year. I got serious doubts they can beat.
Nice.
But I will tell you, seriously, the key to this victory, seriously, the key here, Glenn, is turnovers. And if Memphis, anybody can upset anybody on a given Saturday. But Tennessee is going to have to turn the ball over deep in its own territory. Memphis is going to have to capitalize on any breaks it might get. If that doesn't happen, there's hardly a way the Tigers could do it. It would be a shocking, stunning upset along the lines of what Northwestern did to Notre Dame last year. And in retrospect, that wasn't such a big upset because Northwestern turned out to be good. This would be as big an upset as there could be in college football.